Hey, welcome to another video from RadialZ. In this case, I want to show you another very common mistake that you might encounter, or you might think that is an issue, but it's just a matter of like knowing what the steps are to make it work. So basically, I have a bunch of custom shortcuts already, and everything is working. I can select my shortcuts and they will trigger. And I have already set up my custom brushes here, but I haven't assigned a hotkey, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Alt-8, which is my preferred one, or my hotkey really, to trigger those. And if I press Alt-A, nothing works. I'm pressing Alt-A and it doesn't trigger anything, but it does trigger the other ones, right? If this happens, the most likely scenario is that you have set a shortcut, but you haven't saved those changes. And I know this is extremely basic and sometimes it will be too obvious, but if you forget, it might be a little bit annoying. So after you assign your hotkey, click on Save Changes, and that changes have been saved, and now I can trigger it, and there it is, right? Alt-A triggers my brushes. Again, super basic stuff, but I wanted to cover it just in case. Now, there is another issue that I want to cover in this video that you might encounter as well. I covered that in previous videos when we were setting things up. However, I want to cover it again just so that it's clear. So let's go back to the comics brushes that I've set up in here, and I have a hotkey set to F4. So if I press F4, my comic brushes will appear totally fine, but you'll see there is another pop-up palette that appears, and it doesn't have anything to do with, it doesn't matter what I do or where I place it, it's always going to bring that up. The problem is that the F4 is a shortcut that has been assigned in ZBrush, that it comes inbuilt with ZBrush so that it can trigger that specific alpha palette. So the quick pick palette of alphas, that's how you can bring that in. So it's the same thing when you press your B on your keyboard to bring all your brushes that you have loaded. It's just the same quick palette, but it is for the alpha palette. So if I go back into RadialZ, you'll see I'm using F4. So what I need to do is change that F4 to something else. So I'm going to clear that and I'm going to record, for example, F9. And I click on Save Changes. And now I can go ahead and press F9. And now you see I have my custom radial with all my comic style icons, and there is no conflict with ZBrush. So if that happens to you, again, it just might be a conflict of the shortcuts that you chose, but fortunately you can just choose anything else. So hopefully if you've experienced any of these issues, this video covers it and gets you up and running with RadialZ and ZBrush.